Hi everyone, I'm back. It's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks since I've done my last video. Today we are going to be doing a very basic get ready with me, start to finish, so my whole routine, and it's literally just an everyday look. Just thought I'd show you what I do. If you have any comments about my techniques or any ways that I can improve, please let me know in the comments below, and let's get into it. I am totally barefaced at the moment. I've literally just done the morning school run. I've been up for about an hour. Hair's still in my plaits from last night. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with prepping my skin. So I'm going to go in with my W7 Skin So Bright hyaluronic acid. So we're going to do this quickly. Yeah, never apply it to your face because you're just wasting product. I normally do about 4 drops, so it's about that much. Yeah, and rub it into my fingers, and I'm just going to apply it all over my face, nice and gently. Take it under the jawline. Okay, there we go. That's nice and easy. First step done. Okay, so next I also put my Balance Active Formula Vitamin C Serum on as well. Now I've found that the combination of these two as my first steps to doing my face sort of make like a film on my face, so I don't normally need that much primer. Oh sorry, I used the exact same amount as I did with my hyaluronic acid, so it's just a bit more than a pea size. I'm taking it all over the face, just down over the jawline. Yeah, and I'm going to let that dry for a couple of moments until it goes tacky. Now like I said, it does make kind of like a primer kind of texture on my skin, so I very rarely cover my face in primer. I'll literally just choose the bits that need an additional little bit of help. So for me it's my dry chin, my nose, and it will be this side of my face mainly because I've got very deep scars from chickenpox, so that's always fun. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit tacky now, so I'm just going to put my primer on my little bits that I need additional help with. I don't see the point in putting product all over your face when you don't need it, because your face isn't going to have any kind of benefit from it at all. So I'm just going to put a little bit of primer on my chin because it's all dry under there. So I'm just going to smooth that up a little bit, and then I'm going to do my nose a little bit because my nose is full of blocked pores and it's so hard to get my nose to be perfectly clear. So there's an additional bit of help on that, and then I'm going to fill in this side of my face because it's got the scarring on it. So here we go. There we go, and that is my skin prep done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my eyebrows now. I'm going to brush them out with a spoolie so they're nice and straight, and in the direction that I want them to be. Okay, now I always do my eyebrows first because it just sets off my face to how I want the finished look to be. So I've got my all of my makeup, by the way, is high street brand, so you will have to forgive me. Some of the products aren't up to spec that they should be, but I've just found that on the budget that I have to work with, that these products work for me. So I'm going in with my PS brow pomade from Primark, and it cost me £2.50. This did come in a little kit, so it had 2 brushes with it, but I'm going to be using my own brushes today. So this brush is very thin and slanted, and it's just going to give me the extra definition that I need. So I'm going to start with outlining my brows. Sorry, my light is not playing ball today. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm just going to use my pinky finger as an anchor on my chin, on my cheek, and let's get started. Now I only want the tail end of it to be blocked in. So I'm just going to, and I'm going to neaten up the top. And then the inside corner of my brow, I want to be a little bit fluffy. So I'm just going to lightly wisp the product through. Now I only took the tiniest little amount on my brush. And as you can see, that tiny amount has done my whole eyebrow. And that's it. That is literally all I do to my brows. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my other eyebrow, and all I'm literally doing is getting the tiniest little bit on the end of my brush. You can barely even see the product on there. So I'm just going to do the other side quickly. Bear with me a moment. Okay, there we go. That's the brows coloured in. Now what I'm going to do to my brows is I'm going to highlight them very lightly. So this is my Lasting Perfection concealer in the shade Porcelain 2. Now all I'm going to do is take a bit on the wand and swipe it on my hand, because I don't actually need that much, because I'm only going to do this underneath the brow line just to get a bit of definition on it. So I'm now using a tiny, I'll call it a blending brush, I suppose, but it is very tiny, and these bristles are very stiff, so it's very precise on where you get product. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a little bit more because my makeup's running out. So I'm just gonna go underneath and define my eyebrow very quickly. Once again, I'm using my little pinky as an anchor. Okay, and then that is very, very faint. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the product down just to blend it ever so slightly, just so it's not a block of bright concealer under my eye. Now this is a couple of shades lighter than what I'd normally use, but that is just to highlight and define my brow. Okay, so that's one side done. I'm now going to go do the other side very quickly. I'm going to move on to eyes quickly now, and I'm just going to do a really simple one today, because it's just an everyday, there's nothing really going on. It's the school run and shopping basically today, so I'm just going to do a very basic eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my big fluffy blending brush, and how cute are these? These are from Revolution, and they are their donut range, and this is their little eyeshadow palette. It is beautiful. I love these, and they even smell like what the donut is supposed to be. So this actually smells very slightly like chocolate caramel, and the scent continues into the actual product. It is very faint, so it's not overpowering. It's not going to make you feel sick all day because you've got like chocolate and caramel stuff to your face, but I love these, and they even come with a little mirror. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lilac-y shade here and do a base coat all over my lid. You'll bear with me, my mirror's right here, so I'm going to be looking in the mirror, but I'm just going to lay down a base colour, and I'm going to sweep that all over my eyelid. Once again, I'm using my pinky as an anchor. Now, I haven't put any primer or anything on my eyelids, as I forgot to bring it with me. But normally I would put an eyeshadow primer on my eyelid, as it just helps to blend things out. And I've got very crepey eyelids, which show every single crease, every single little bit of dry skin I've got. So yeah, not always the most attractive of looks. So that's literally just very slight colour. There's hardly anything there, but that's just a base, and it is just a basic day today. There's nothing exciting happening, so I'm just going to do a very simple look. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, these brushes don't have names or numbers, but I'm going to get a round brush which has got product on it. I do apologise. Oh my god. Okay, and I'm going to go in with this kind of, you can't really see it very well on camera, but it is more purple than what it's showing on camera. That's showing as very red and coppery, but it is purple. And once again, this is another donut, and this one is in the scent peanut butter and jelly. So what I'm going to do is take a tiny little bit on my brush, give it a little flick, because I don't want that much colour from this, and I'm just going to gently stick that in my crease. Okay, I'm not the best at doing eyeshadows, and the smoky eye look I've never ever been able to do, no matter how many videos I've watched or how many tutorials. I can't get it to ever look as defined as what they do, but this is my interpretation, and this is just what works for me and what I can achieve. Yeah, so that is that colour, and it's literally just in my crease. And as I've got very hooded eyes, when I open my eyes, it's still visible with the hood. So that's that one. And then I'm going to get a very small, no, not that one, try this one. Okay, this one. It's a flat brush. It's a little bit wider than the one I used for my concealer. And now what I'm going to do, I've got to find it. I'm going to go back in with my, what's this one? Peanut butter and jelly. And I'm going to go for this pink in the middle. It's slightly pearlized. And what I'm going to do, instead of sweeping it, I'm going to pat it in. So, in the corner crease. In the corner crease, in the corner section of my eye, more like. I'm just going to bring it down a bit of an angle. Okay. And it is very subtle today because it's all I can do. Alright, so I'm going to pat it into this corner as well. Bring it up slightly. And then, right, you have to excuse my stigmatism every now and then it notices, so I do apologise. Yeah, so this is basically my eyeshadow. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, now this is a little sponge one, and I'll just find that this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of the full eyelid colour that I used, this purple. I'm going to load it up on the sponge. Now, I don't know if my techniques are okay, whether they're recommended or what, but I just find this works. So what I'm going to do is take this underneath my bottom eyelid. Do you know what? I'm going to go a shade darker. I'm going to go a shade darker. So I'm going to use this shade right here, because it, like, I don't like putting mascara or eyeliner on my bottom waterline, on my bottom lashes I should say, sorry. So I just think that if you bring a bit of eyeshadow underneath and blend it in, it ties your lids together. Excuse me, that was a lovely face. So yeah, it's just very, very subtle, but it just adds a little something to your bottom lashes. Okay. And once again, this is just what I like to do to my face. Okay. I'm just sweeping that, bringing it in a little bit. Probably shouldn't pull so hard on my bottom lashes. Right, there you go. It's just very, very slight, but it just frames the eye a little bit more. Don't worry about this because we can tidy this up once we move on to the next step. Now, how pretty is this? I got this. This is nothing is sponsored. This is all my own stuff that I've had for a little while. This comes as a set of two, and it's by Oily Face, I believe, because I have got an oily face. And it's an eyeliner and mascara set. Now, the only thing that I don't like is that it's a pen. I'm not overly keen on the pen version of eyeliner. I prefer like the really thin brush, but it's got such good coverage. I love it. So I'm just going to go and do my eyeliner. I will be straight. I will have my face full into the mirror for this one. So excuse me for 1 second. Okay, so I do very basic eyeliner. No wings, no flicks for every day. It's just a little sweep, very thin. Okay. Okay, so very basic eyeliner. And then, I love the packaging. Look how pretty that is. It's so pretty. Now this is lovely. I love this spoolie. Is that even what they're called, spoolies? I love it. And it is waterproof, this one. So I'm going to pick my mirror up for this one, guys. Excuse me, 1 moment. Okay, there we go. So that is eyes and eyebrows done. Okay, next up we are going to be moving on to foundation, concealer, setting and the rest of all of that. So I'm going to be using my Collection Lasting Perfection matte foundation in the shade beige number 8. It does have SPF 30 in it, but I don't really trust that at all. So yeah, so all I do is put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I tend to find that 3 pumps is enough for my face. And I'm going to be using a beauty blender sponge. When I first got these, like when I first came onto the market, I had no idea that you were supposed to wet it. So yeah, now I know that you've got to wet it and it works so much better. Did anyone else do that when they first come out, or was it just me? Funny. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly put some product on my beauty blender. So it's just a tiny amount. And then I'm just going to pat it all over my face. So here goes. Okay, so now the foundation is on and it's nice and even. I'm going to go in with some highlighter and contour before I set it. I know that sounds strange doing it that way, but it works. I'm going to go in with my lighter foundation, concealer, sorry, and it goes in my chin, down my nose, my forehead, my corner of my eyes, and on the outside of my eyes. And then all I'm going to do is just blend that out quickly. And then I'm going to go in with my Ferrera contour stick, and I'm going to do cheeks, side of my nose, do a little bit in my hairline now. Now this is a very subtle contour. I'm going to do it again once I've set my face. Okay, so now all the wet product is done, I'm going to set my face quickly with some loose powder, which is by W7 in the shade Natural Beige. And then I'll be right back to do the powder products. Okay, so we get a big fluffy brush for this, and I've literally got the tiniest amount of powder in. Might need a bit more than that actually. Okay, so shake off the loose, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to stipple this into my skin. I'm not going to sweep it, I'm just going to tap it. Okay. Okay, right, now that all of my wet products, cream products, whatever you want to call them, are set, I'm now going to go in with a little bit of bronzer and highlighter, and I'll be doing my lips as well. And then I think we're near enough done, so I'm going to get my bronzer out. Okay, and this once again is from the donut range. They're so lovely, and this one is cinnamon sugar, and it smells divine. That's the colour of the product. Okay, and I'm going to go with, get my brush out, an angled brush for this. So gently going to sweep, and I'm going to pat to get off the excess, and then I'm going to turn the brush so it's the shape of my cheek. I'm going to sweep up, little circular motions. Now every time I do a circular motion, I am taking the brush off my face, because if you just tend to go backwards and forwards, there's a flick in the brush and you will get a mark on your face where it's got the flick on it. So if you sweep upwards and little circular motions and bring the brush off your face, you won't get that bold mark. Okay, now if you've gone a little bit exaggerated on your cheeks like I have, you can go back in with your setting powder brush and just blend it out slightly, just to take the edge off of it. Okay, and then we are going to move on to, oh no, I forgot a little tip that I learned. Hold on one second. Okay, so right, I'm going to go in with my round brush that I used earlier, and what I'm going to do, very lightly, get some bronzer on my brush, and I learned a little trick that if you put a bit on the bottom of your lip here, okay, just in that centre section, it adds a little bit of depth, so it makes your lips look fuller. Okay, there we go, and that is a Scott Barnes trick. Thank you very much for that one. And then I'm just going to do my nose quickly. That's that done. Then we're going to move on to blusher, which is another donut, and this one's called Pink Frosting, and it smells divine. It's lovely. Okay, now I'm going to use a fluffy brush for this one. And now what I tend to do is I tend to sweep down the middle of both of them, shake off the excess, and then I want to start above the bronzer, but not here, because that just doesn't look right to me. So I'm going to start about here and then sweep up and in. And once again, I'm using circular motions. Okay, so that's blusher, and it is very subtle. I don't like too much pink or peach on my face. So that's that done. Now I'm going to move on to highlighter. Now I tend to overdo highlighter because I enjoy it too much. Once again, this is another donut, and this is vanilla frosting, and this is divine. It's so nice. They all come with mirrors in them. Sorry, mine's got a little bit of powder on it. And that's the shade. Can you see that? I don't think the camera picks it up well enough, but it is stunning. So I'm going to pick up I know this is a foundation brush, I believe, but I do like using this for my highlighter. So I'm going to do this and hopefully not get too many bad comments. So just a little bit on, shake off the excess. Oh, look how pretty that is. I love it. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to take some under my eye just to highlight the outside. I love this product. It's so pretty. It's like a little veil for your skin. It's so gorgeous. Right, now I'm going to do Cupid's bow. I've got to have a shiny Cupid's bow. And then a little bit on my chin. Yeah, told you I'll go overboard with this. And then I'm going to frame my forehead just a tiny little bit. Okay. Okay, now that, I'm not going to go too much today. Okay, that. Oh, and the centre of my nose. Okay, there we go. Highlighter done. Now I'm just going to use my, okay, these are by Nice Face. This is number 1. There's not a cut, it's not a name to it, it's just number 1. These are a matte gloss. I love matte glosses. I can't stand sticky, goopy lips, so I go for matte all the time. It's just a very nice neutral brown. So I'm just going to apply this and I'll be right back. On the bottom lip, I do go very slightly over just to give a fuller look, but on the top lip, I will just do my actual lip. Okay, so I'm just going to sort my hair out quickly and I'll be back for the finished look. Okay guys, so this is my finished look. As I said, it is just an everyday, there's nothing special to it. It's just how I throw my face on to go out to do my chores and little jobs that I need to get done. Yeah, if you have any comments or tips that you want to give me or critique, I'm always happy to have critique on anything. So feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll be doing another video hopefully at the end of the week to do with eyebrow stencils, which I've never used before, so this should be funny. If you want to see your eyebrows a little bit more on fleek, then give that a watch. It's been lovely talking to you again. I've missed you and I will see you again very soon. Bye.